Hello, and welcome to another edition of Siano on the Sideline. We are your hosts for today. I'm Anthony Gagolski, joined by Gavin McCormick, and joined, as always, by our athletic director, Mr. Ken Siano. Mr. Siano, welcome to the show.
Today is Friday, May 16th, and we will be going and talking about all of the spring sports as they continue their push towards the playoffs. We will also be chatting with Ms. Quira, our graphic design teacher, who will be recapping last week's art show, as well as the esports team that she coaches, and what to expect from this year's yearbook, which will be available very soon. More on that later, but first, let's get some sports update on the spring sports and how they are playing as they approach the end of the season and with the playoffs coming up. To start with baseball, um, we got
Love the baseball team,
here's one picture, just at Rutgers Camden after our first game of the season with against Gloucester in Camden County tournament. Eventually made it to the finals of that tournament. Siano, what do you think about this team so far this year?
We're going to see in a couple slides that this team is nominated for a surprise team of the year, but for me, here it is right now. That's not the case. I kind of expected you guys to be this good, to play this well, to do the little things. I mean, you're watching a fundamental baseball team that deserves to be where they're at and to win that conference championship for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, this definitely wasn't expected. You know, we knew this was going to happen. We worked for it and we prepared for it, and this division championship, the Colonial Patriot Division Championship, was just the start of a long run we just started yesterday. That was the beginning. Let's bring up some stats here for some games. First off, Evan Miller batting .475 batting average. That is ecstatic. That is an insane batting average. He's leading the team in batting average with 28 hits, 5 extra base hits, 20 RBIs. Luke Lomax right under him with a .355 batting average, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs, 11 extra base hits. And at pitching, we got Vaughn McVeigh with a 2.03 ERA with 30 Ks and 38 innings pitched, and Anthony Grigolski with a 2.55 ERA with 37 Ks and 33 innings pitched, with the Knights winning the division for the first time since 2012 yesterday against Gloucester. Mr. Siano, what are your thoughts on that game? Because I know we came out, we were ready to play. We already played Gloucester twice. We beat them good twice, so it was going to be hard to come out and beat them for the third time. You know, it's not easy sweeping a team like that, especially for a high-stakes game like that. They want to come out and win. So we definitely came out, and we think we performed. What are your thoughts?
I think you kind of took the words out of my mouth there. It's very hard to beat a team 3 times. The focus was there. You guys were, ready to go. We had great fielding. All right, we moved base runners over. We did the little things that we're accustomed to doing, and a 4-0 victory gets you your division championship. And like I said originally, it's exactly what I expected to happen. And I'm very proud of you guys, man. Very proud of you guys. It's an awesome accomplishment.
Thank you.
Awesome accomplishment.
Let's move on to softball next. Let's do baseball's next 5 games first. We got Riverside tomorrow, Saturday. Cinnamon on Sunday. You know what that game is?
That's Monday.
Monday. We got Paulsboro on Tuesday and senior night, that is. And wait.
So
Monday's Haddonfield. That's on me.
Yeah.
And then we have Cinnamon on Wednesday, right?
Yep. You got
And that's
pretty
then
much 3 in a row.
playoffs after that. Yeah, 3 in a row.
Great stretch here.
Yeah.
Moving on to softball, Riley Huber nominated for Player of the Week by the Courier Post. Her batting average right now is a staggering .385. That is very impressive. Her slugging percentage is .718, and she has 14 RBIs. That is very impressive hitting stats for the season, as the Lady Knights girls softball team are rolling right now, having a great season, and she also has 2 home runs on the season. Very impressive. Last 5 games on the 8th against Haddon Township, they lost to Haddon Township 5-3. At the Eastern Tournament against West Defford, they took a loss, 19-0. But that is okay, as we'll come to find out later in these games. At Eastern versus Delran, they took another loss, 10-0. Delran, very solid team. They bounced back against Palmyra on the 12th with an 11-1 dub. A really good win there, as you could tell. And then an even better win on the 15th against West Defford, going into 9 innings, ending the game with a double play with a win 2-1. Very impressive win. Siano, what are your thoughts on that game right there?
So just what we touched on for you guys, right? It's hard to beat a team 3 times. So West Defford was in that same scenario, and they had beaten us twice previously by a pretty big run differential. Let's just leave it at that. But we bounced back, right? We play a tough game the third time. We beat them 2-1, and all that stuff is washed away, right? The girls are now sitting in a good spot for the playoffs. They're going to get a ton of power points for that win, and it's just an awesome win. So double play to end the game. Heard it was real smooth, right? I know some people in this room, especially Karina, think it was an awesome double play. Sad that I didn't get to see it. I wish it was on video, but we don't have any of that. But I'm glad it happened, and I'm glad we got the win.
Looking at their next 5 games, they're playing on the 15th at West. The next 4 games, I guess, they're playing on the 16th. It's canceled.
That's today. Pouring rain out here.
Next 3 games, playing on the 19th versus Pemberton, the 20th at Audubon, and the 22nd at Paulsboro. Decent 3 games coming up. They can definitely win some of them, and maybe they can be hot going into the playoffs. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's exactly it. You guys are literally on point with everything you're talking about today. Right now, it's about preparing ourselves for the postseason. 3 winnable games. Unfortunately, the PowerPoint cutoff is tomorrow, so none of those games will count towards that. But it's about preparing ourselves, getting the pitching right, getting the fielding right, make sure everything is ready to go for when the games really matter the most.
100%. Girls Lax coming in with senior night, 16-13 win over against Timber Creek. We have seniors Antonia Troilo, Adriana Zizada, Fallon Shinseki, Callie Winters, and Maddie Hickman. Very nice win over Timber Creek in their senior night. We got obviously a lot of a senior-led girls lax team, which is very nice for them because they have a strong leadership by some older women on the team. Their success has been shown by that on the field. They're having a good season, and with the staggering win, 16-13 over Timber Creek on their senior night, just shows the senior dominance on the team, and that they have a lot of senior leaders leading that team and moving them forward. Mr. Siano, what are your thoughts on that win there?
Again, it was awesome to be at. Probably our most complete win. Defense was excellent, right? We have a very strong defense with Maddie and Lily back there and Molly. So they did a great job, and it was just an all-around team win. We scored 16 goals. Offense and the attack is great, and obviously we have a fantastic goalie, Brandon Capice, who recorded her 200th career save. That is no easy feat. That was cool to be part of as well. Very impressive. Very impressive. Definitely a cool thing to be part of. That kind of stuff doesn't happen all the time. So her performance has been great this season, and we're all excited to see what they get matched up for in the playoffs as well.
Yes, sir. Going into boys lax.
This is girls here. So
Still girls lax.
here you go. I'm going to pass the mic off to Gavin.
We got Antonia Troilo with 79 goals, 18 assists, and 124 draw controls. Adriana Zizada with 48 goals, 22 assists, 53 draw controls. Montgomery Drahan with 47 goals, 22 assists, 53 draw controls. And Bianca Capice has 83 saves in 12 games. Their record is 6-9, 1-7 in the conference. They're in a really difficult conference. So all these conference games are just going to help them out for the playoffs. Their next games, May 22nd versus Delran, and playoffs to be determined. So let's hope they can make a run in the playoffs, Mr. Siano.
Yeah. So again, they play in an extremely tough conference and division. The first round of the playoffs is not going to be any easier. It's going to be extremely tough. It usually is for our lacrosse program, so they're expecting that. Again, they're looking to just compete and set themselves up for, a good finish to the season.
Gotta finish out strong. Hardest thing to do. Coming into girls track at the elite meet, Izzy Petruno plays third in high jump, with a huge jump of 5 feet 4 inches, which ties her PR. At the SJTCA elite meet, Casey Luna finished 4th place for the girls, 3,200 with a time of 11 minutes 30 seconds. Very impressive time. This girls' track is obviously doing very well in this spring season. They continue to do very well. Mr. Siano, what are your thoughts on those feats?
So every time at night, I'm always waiting for Coach Capolino or Coach Shep to send me a text on how these meets have been going. For the girls here, I feel like I'm getting a text about a personal, like a PR, every single time they're competing, which is great. So the goal now is to just keep that going, right? We're looking for those PRs to kind of happen now at sectionals and then to further themselves into states.
Look at the Sterling boys track and field upcoming meets. Today they're at the Delsey Crusaders field meets, if the weather applies. Tomorrow they're at the Haddonfield Baker Invite. They have the NGISA Sessionals, 16th to 17th. That already happened, Sana?
That's today.
Today.
Yep, that's at Delsey.
They have the groups, the 30th and the 31st, and lastly the Meet of Champs, the 4th of June. And they have a 2-1-2 record on the season. Decent record, but see how these individuals do in these events.
Yeah, it's not very often we get a tie because the points are so high, but we ended up with a tie this year. I thought we were winning that track meet for sure, but it didn't happen. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we're able to get our track teams to Delsey today. Obviously, it is a monsoon out there, and the weather hopefully cooperates for us. So let's hope we put our best foot forward and we compete out there.
Let's go, boys. Sterling Boys Tennis Senior Night. The boys celebrated 4 graduating seniors, including Logan Murphy, Adam Saggy, Tom Warsorio, and Nikolai Klass. Their next game is the 20th, home at 4 p.m., with a 3-15 record and 0-7 in Colonial. A lot of seniors there, as we see. Some seniors graduating on senior night. Mr. Siano, what are your thoughts on their season, wrapping up and with senior night?
Yeah, I believe that's the last game on the schedule. Who do we got, Coach Strauss, for that one? Is it Collingswood? So it's going to be another tough match here. Again, we are rescheduling games left and right for tennis. So for me, it's about one more opportunity for those kids to get out there and compete. And we're looking for some success in that regard there.
Let's move on to boys volleyball. They have upcoming games. On the 19th, they play Seneca. On the 21st, they have a doubleheader against Camden Eastside. Day after that, they have another doubleheader against PVI. I know one of these games is their senior night. I think that's Eastside. It's going to be a big game. They have a decent amount of seniors. What are your thoughts on this team, Mr. Adam?
All right, so for them, I'm looking at that stretch there down, right before playoff time as a very tough, like I said, stretch. We have 2 doubleheaders, meaning there will be no JV, so we're playing 3 sets versus Eastside on the 20th, right, and then 3 sets again versus PVI on the 21st. So it's going to be very tough for our very tough for our team to kind of compete there, play their best the entire time. That's a grind, all right? That's like playing 2 softball games in a row, playing 2 baseball games in a row. So doubleheaders are tough, and hopefully the guys compete and we're ready to go. Here we go. We got a little unified plug here. I was going to save this for my side notes with Siano, but this was something I was at yesterday. There's no other way to put this, but it was just awesome. It was great to see everybody out there having a good time, right? What I'm looking for here in this picture is that to be, those numbers triple by next year. If you want to get involved with something, this is the thing you want to get involved with. It's heartwarming. Everybody's there having a great time. Everybody's having fun. Everyone's competing. You see the smile on everyone's face in these pictures. It is one of the best events I was at this entire school year. Very proud of that unified team, and I hope to see that grow.
Does that wrap it up for your notes, Mr. Sound, or do we have some more before the halfway point of the show?
Do have a couple more here.
Couple more notes. We have some side notes with Siano, another side section of the show. Let's hear it.
All right, so I covered unified track already. Board meeting last night, we approved Coach Ponce Tinkham to take over the head girls basketball coach. Very, very excited for that. He has very big shoes to fill again. Coach McDonald, we will miss you. I couldn't ask for a better candidate for that position. Someone who's highly respected by the students, by the athletes, comes with a lot of experience. We're talking over a decade in the girls basketball world, where he's an assistant coach, he's a head coach for a few years. He's going to have those girls ready, and we're going to keep our tradition going, and I couldn't be any happier to have him as my head coach. And then lastly, a little plug, and I keep plugging this over and over again, June 2nd at 6 p.m. is our sports awards night. Okay, we're going to have a very similar format to last year, but it is the best and the last opportunity to celebrate all the successes we had during this 2024-2025 school year. I've been looking forward to this night since September. All right, so this is something that I want every athlete to feel that they should go to. Okay, we're going to recognize everyone, calling you across the stage. It's not just for varsity athletes anymore. This is for everybody who participated in a sport here at Sterling this school year. Can't wait for that. Make sure you guys circle that in your calendar and be there. We will have Sterling 19 broadcasting that, but let's show up for the athletes one last time. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, let's make sure everyone shows up to that. Even if you're not a varsity athlete, you're still an athlete. Make sure you go. One last note before we end the show, Spirit Week is coming up. Make sure you guys participate and do whatever the days are. I know Monday's pajama day. Not sure on other days, but make sure you check your class and see what it is. Gogo, you want to end the show?
Let's do it. This will do it for the first half of Sideline with Siano. This ends the half of the first half of episode 8. Thank you guys again for joining in. We'll come back to you with the second half of the show with Miss Quira. Thank you. Go Knights.
Go Knights.
Oh, this is awful. I just want to use my phone. Psst.
Hey,
Huh? What?
you want to for your phone?
Well, yeah.
Go to Bro and Quiet Math. They can help.
Sounds good, thanks. Hey, Teach.
Yo.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes.
Awesome. There he is. Can you help with this?
Oh, I guess we can. $15, little man. Put that money in my hand. Nong, 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 nong.
Oh, thanks.
Of course. Always a pleasure.
I have expected you.
I'm sure you have.
Let the battle commence.
Master Wu has taught you well.
Ow! Ow! Owie! Oh no. I'm so sorry. This isn't what I wanted. Mr. Chang, are you okay?
It's okay, young warrior. I am fine. I should not have let it get to this point. This has gone too far. It is not the samurai way.
You're right. Let's put this behind us.
Do you want to eat some fortune cookie?
Yes. That sounds nice.
Welcome back to episode 7 of Siano on the Sidelines. I'm Richie Williams. We'd like to thank Anthony and Gavin, and of course Mr. Siano, for joining us in our first segment and bringing us up to speed on all our athletics and activities heading into the end of May. Switching gears now, we are now joined by Miss Aaliyah Quira, who has been extremely busy here at Sterling this spring. Not only is she our graphic design teacher, she coaches esports, is the yearbook advisor, and just put together last week's art show with Miss Phillips, which is a huge part of our school and community. We're going to speak to her today about each one of these. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Cool to be here.
How would you describe the vibe of Sterling's art show, mainly the most recent one?
Okay. I'd say the vibe is supposed to be something kind of calm, chill. We're just hanging out, looking at art, appreciating it. It can get a little hectic, but it's a great excuse to get out of class. So it kind of works.
Of course you'd say that. What is it like seeing the dozens and dozens of artists get featured in this mass collage of artwork and watching the handful that win awards, watching them win them? Like, what does that feel like?
It's like a proud mom moment. So all the kids kind of get to see their stuff. They get rewarded with these ribbons from these outside judges that Miss Phillips and I will bring in. It's a cool opportunity for the kids to get recognition for art. Sometimes it's the first time they see, hey, there's cool things we can get from art, and they can pursue it further.
What is the process of setting up the art show like?
Terrible. I'm a really big procrastinator, so I stay after school until about like 9 o'clock at night the week leading up to it. Miss Phillips is a little bit better at setting everything up, but we only have about 1 day to set it up, like 8 hours really. So mounting artwork, putting push pins all over the place, making sure the art stays up overnight, and then having the show for those 12 hours afterwards.
Sounds fun. Insert an eye roll. Moving on to the esports topic now. What is it like coaching a team with such good results, even though the program is so young?
I think we're pretty lucky, just because like Richie Williams, Trey, and Elisha are pretty good at Smash Bros. I feel lucky. I feel very fortunate to have you guys there, but I'm going to be a little spoiled when you leave, and then we're back at the bottom of every roster. But it's a cool opportunity just to see how far you can take it that first year because you guys are so successful in the field.
What are your thoughts on the recent change that made esports officially a varsity sport in our state?
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a good start. I want it to go even further. I want you guys to have great opportunities, scholarship opportunities, but it's a step in the right direction.
Good answer. How do you think Saturday will go for our Super Smash Bros. Team?
Pleasantville. I think it's going to go well. I think we're going to do great. If we can get past Pleasantville, it's probably Parsippany after that, and then head-to-head with Barnegat. And I'm pretty sure you guys might have it where's Barnegat. I'm a little worried about the Pleasantville matchup. Is Pleasantville the Sonic? Yeah, so I'm worried about the Pleasantville matchup.
Aren't we all? Moving on to the yearbook advisor part of your life here. What is it like seeing the handful of students that help with the yearbook dedicate their time into helping the yearbook be well-made, polished, and just look good?
I think it's pretty cool. Just students like Lauren Furness, Sarah Weston, and then teachers like Miss Walsh helping out as well. It's always a really great opportunity just to see how everyone kind of fits into the Sterling community. If I don't know a student's name, usually someone else will be able to figure out who the student is, figure out what they play, preference of like spelling for the name. So it's really good just seeing how involved students are within the Sterling culture.
When do students pick up the yearbooks they ordered? Do you have a date yet?
Probably for like a senior picnic, or they're going to be distributed. And then after that, you guys will have them. So whatever day that is.
If anyone is still interested in purchasing one, is it too late?
No, you can still purchase a yearbook. I believe they're $65. We have a couple. I pre-order a bunch of them, so you guys can still order online. You'll be able to get a day of.
How stressful is it teaching graphic design and art in general, running the yearbook program, and coaching esports all at the same time?
Pretty rough. Bald spot coming through, so it's okay. No, it's good. There's a lot of overlap. So like the gamer kids are pretty artistic and creative, or they really want to make cool posters, so they take a certain class, or they're involved in multiple things. So there's a lot of overlap with the students, and if there isn't, usually they'll be in graphic design and maybe say, I want to try something video game related. Like for our last meet that we had, and then we had a bunch of kids who weren't in the program still participating.
Alright, well, that'll do it for episode 7 of Siano on the Sidelines. We'd like to thank Miss Quira for taking the time out of her very busy schedule to join us. For Anthony Gogolski, Gavin McCormick, and of course our athletic director, Mr. Siano. I'm Rich Williams, and thanks for joining us. Our next show will be the last school day in May, Friday, May 30th. We hope to see you then. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Knights.